Your soulmate noticed your dress. Then said this about you in front of their friends. My beloved child. There is something you were never supposed to hear this soon, but the silence has lasted long enough. Your soulmate noticed your dress on a day that seemed completely ordinary to everyone else, yet nothing about that moment was ordinary. While others glanced for only a second, your soulmate could not stop looking because something about the way you carried yourself spoke louder than words ever could. It was never about expensive clothes or perfect fashion. It was the confidence hidden inside your presence that caught their attention. The strange part is what happened next. They were surrounded by friends, laughing and talking, but suddenly the conversation changed because someone mentioned you without expecting the reaction they received. Your soulmate paused, smiled quietly, and then said something that left every person standing there completely speechless. No one expected those words. No one expected that much emotion. They looked at each other in disbelief because they had never heard your soulmate speak about anyone the way they spoke about you. Don't skip. Every second of this message is leading you towards something you have been waiting to discover. Stay till the end because something huge is waiting for you, and the truth becomes even more surprising from here. What your soulmate admitted was not rehearsed, planned, or forced. It escaped from their heart before they could stop it. One friend laughed and asked why they kept noticing you every single time you appeared. Another jokingly said it was probably just because of your appearance. But your soulmate immediately shook their head. They said it was never just the clothes. They explained that whenever they saw you, everything else around them became quieter. They confessed that your dress simply made them notice the person behind it, the kindness, the calmness, the quiet confidence that most people completely missed. Those friends looked at one another because this was not the answer they expected. One of them even whispered, "I've never heard you talk like this before." Your soulmate didn't deny it. Instead, they looked away for a moment as though they were protecting a feeling they had been hiding for far too long. That silence said more than any speech ever could. It was the silence of someone realizing their heart had already made a decision long before their mind was ready to accept it. Don't skip. Every hidden detail matters because what happened after those words changed the atmosphere in ways nobody could explain. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The conversation should have ended there, but destiny had another surprise waiting. One friend asked a question so unexpected that even your soulmate froze before answering. They asked, "If you feel all this, why haven't you told them?" For several long seconds, nobody spoke. Your soulmate lowered their eyes, took a slow breath, and finally admitted that they were afraid everything could change if they revealed what was truly inside their heart. They said they would rather protect the connection than risk losing it forever. Those words carried a weight that every person standing there could feel. Even the loudest friend became completely silent because they realized this was no ordinary admiration. It was something much deeper, something that had been growing quietly every single day. But then another friend leaned closer and shared a piece of information that your soulmate had never heard before. The expression on their face changed instantly. Their heartbeat seemed to race as hope and uncertainty collided at the same moment. They suddenly realized there might still be a chance, but only if they found the courage to take one unexpected step. That step is closer than you think, and what your soulmate decides next could completely transform everything you believed about this connection. Don't skip, because the next revelation uncovers the secret they have hidden from everyone until now. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. A quiet shift was already taking place before your soulmate even realized it. The words their friend whispered refused to leave their mind. They replayed every moment they had ever seen you, especially the day you wore that unforgettable dress. It was no longer just a memory, it had become a turning point. They started wondering if every smile you gave had carried a hidden meaning they were too afraid to believe. One friend finally broke the silence and said, "You keep pretending this is nothing, but everyone here can see what is happening." Those words struck deeply because they exposed a truth your soulmate had been trying to hide from everyone, including themselves. For the first time, they stopped denying what their heart had been feeling. Don't skip. The next few moments changed everything they thought they understood. Stay till the end because something huge is waiting for you. The conversation became more emotional than anyone expected. One friend looked directly at your soulmate and asked, "What exactly did you notice about them that day?" Everyone expected a simple answer about your appearance. Instead, your soulmate smiled softly and said, "It wasn't the dress that stayed in my mind. It was the way they wore it without trying to impress anyone." The entire group fell silent. They explained that confidence cannot be purchased, copied, or pretended. They said you carried yourself with a quiet strength that made everyone else disappear from the room. One friend laughed in disbelief and replied, "You're talking like someone who's already in love." Your soulmate didn't argue. They simply looked away, and that silence became the loudest answer anyone had ever heard. At that exact moment, another friend revealed something unexpected. They admitted they had noticed your soulmate watching you long before that day, long before anyone else realized there was a connection growing beneath the surface. Your soulmate's face changed instantly because they understood one shocking truth: they had never been as good at hiding their feelings as they believed. Before everyone left, one final sentence changed the direction of the entire night. A close friend quietly stepped beside your soulmate and said, "If you wait any longer, someone else may find the courage you're refusing to show." Those words echoed inside their heart long after the conversation ended. They walked away carrying a mixture of hope, fear, and determination unlike anything they had ever experienced. As they looked back one last time, they made a silent promise that nobody else heard. They would stop running from what they truly felt. They would stop pretending your presence meant nothing. Yet just as they were ready to take that first step, an unexpected piece of news reached them about you. The message was so surprising that they stopped in their tracks, unable to believe what they had just heard. Everything they planned suddenly became uncertain again. Don't skip. The next revelation will uncover why that single message shook your soulmate more than anyone could imagine. Stay till the end because something huge is waiting for you. A single message was all it took to stop your soulmate in their tracks. They stared at the screen without blinking, reading the same words over and over as if hoping they would suddenly change. One friend immediately noticed the expression on their face and asked what had happened, but your soulmate couldn't answer right away. Their heart was racing with questions they had never prepared for. The message suggested that someone else might already be trying to get close to you. Whether it was completely true or only a rumor no longer mattered in that moment. Fear entered their heart before logic had a chance to speak. They remembered the day they saw you in that beautiful dress and realized they had wasted too much time hiding their emotions. Suddenly, every excuse they had been using disappeared. They understood that silence can sometimes become the greatest mistake a person ever makes. Don't skip. Every second from this point forward reveals another hidden layer of what your soulmate is experiencing. Stay till the end because something huge is waiting for you. That evening, your soulmate met the same group of friends again, but this time the energy was completely different. No one was laughing the way they had before. Everyone could see that something serious was happening. One friend finally spoke and asked, "If you care this much, why are you still standing still?" Your soulmate looked down for a long moment before quietly replying, "Because I'm afraid I'll discover I was too late." Those words changed the entire conversation. Another friend immediately disagreed and said, "The only way you'll be too late is if you never try." Silence filled the room once again. Your soulmate closed their eyes and remembered every small detail about you. The confidence in your walk, the calmness in your smile, and the unforgettable moment your dress caught everyone's attention but captured only one heart completely. They finally admitted something they had never confessed before. "Every time I think I'm moving on, something reminds me of them. It's like life keeps pushing me back toward the same person." Even their closest friends were surprised because they had never heard such honesty from them before. As the night came to an end, something completely unexpected happened. Just when your soulmate was preparing to leave, one friend stopped them and quietly handed over a small piece of information they had been keeping secret. They revealed that someone had recently spoken very highly of you in a conversation your soulmate was never supposed to hear. Every word painted you as someone genuine, kind, and unforgettable. Your soulmate listened carefully, and with every sentence, the fear inside them slowly transformed into determination. They realized the connection they had been feeling was not fading, it was becoming impossible to ignore. For the first time in a very long while, they made a decision without looking back. They would no longer let uncertainty control their heart. But just as they prepared to act, they noticed one unexpected detail that made them freeze once again. It wasn't about your dress this time. It was about something far more personal that only they seemed to notice, and what it revealed could change everything forever. Don't skip. The next revelation is unlike anything you've imagined. Stay till the end because something huge is waiting for you. Everything became quieter after that unexpected discovery. Your soulmate couldn't explain why their hearts suddenly felt different, but they knew they had crossed a point of no return. They remembered the first moment your dress caught their attention, yet now they understood that the real reason they couldn't forget you had nothing to do with appearance. It was the peaceful energy you carried wherever you went. One friend noticed they had become unusually silent and finally asked, "What are you thinking about now?" Your soulmate answered with complete honesty, "I'm realizing I never noticed the clothes. I noticed the person who made ordinary moments feel unforgettable." Those words stunned everyone standing nearby. No one expected such a deep confession. Don't skip. The next few moments reveal why this realization became impossible for them to ignore. Stay till the end because something huge is waiting for you. As the conversation continued, another friend shared something that had been hidden for weeks. They admitted they had watched your soulmate's reactions every time your name came up. They laughed less. They listened more carefully. They defended you even when nobody was criticizing you. Suddenly, every small habit began making sense. Your soulmate lowered their head with a smile they couldn't hide anymore. They finally accepted what everyone else had already seen. The feelings were real, stronger than fear, and impossible to bury forever. But then one friend asked a question that completely changed the atmosphere. If destiny gives you one chance, will you finally stop hiding? Your soulmate didn't answer immediately. Instead, they took a slow breath and whispered, "This time, I won't walk away." The room fell completely silent because those simple words carried the weight of a promise they had never made before. Don't skip. What happened only a few hours later made that promise even more meaningful than anyone imagined. Later that night, something unexpected reached your soulmate that felt almost impossible to ignore. It wasn't a dramatic announcement or a loud interruption. It was a tiny detail connected to you that seemed ordinary to everyone else but extraordinary to them. The moment they noticed it, every doubt they had been carrying started disappearing. Their heart filled with hope in a way they hadn't experienced for a very long time. They looked toward the night sky and quietly smiled, believing that maybe the distance between both hearts was finally beginning to shrink. Yet, before they could take the step they had promised themselves, another unexpected truth surfaced, one that had been hidden behind countless misunderstandings. It wasn't meant to separate you. It was meant to reveal why every delay had happened until now. Your soulmate had no idea that the next discovery would completely change the way they looked at your connection forever. Don't skip. The biggest revelation is still ahead. Stay till the end because something huge is waiting for you. The hidden truth did not arrive with noise or excitement. It came through a quiet conversation that your soulmate never expected to hear. They accidentally learned that many of the doubts keeping them away from you had never been real. They had been built on misunderstandings, assumptions, and fears that grew larger simply because no one ever spoke the truth. The moment they realized this, everything inside them shifted. They remembered the day they first noticed your dress, but now they understood why that memory had refused to disappear. It was the beginning of something their heart recognized long before their mind accepted it. One friend looked at them and quietly smiled. "I told you that what you felt wasn't temporary." Your soulmate nodded without saying a word because they finally understood that some connections never fade, they simply wait for the right moment to be understood. Don't skip. What happens next is the moment everything begins moving in a direction neither of you expected. Stay till the end because something huge is waiting for you. Over the next few days, your soulmate began seeing reminders of you everywhere. A familiar color. A familiar song. A place that suddenly brought back memories they thought had disappeared. None of these moments were dramatic on their own, but together they created a feeling they could no longer ignore. Their closest friends noticed the change immediately. The hesitation was gone. The fear that once controlled every decision had become quieter than ever before. One friend finally smiled and said, "You're different now." Your soulmate answered with complete honesty. "Because I finally stopped running from what I've been feeling." Those words carried a peace they had been searching for so long. They realized that waiting forever would never protect their heart. It would only fill it with regret. Every delay had taught them one lesson: real feelings deserve real courage. That realization became the beginning of a brand new chapter they never imagined possible. Just when your soulmate believed they finally understood everything, destiny placed one final surprise directly in front of them. Someone unexpectedly mentioned your name again, but this time the conversation was completely different. Instead of questions, there was certainty. Instead of confusion, there was hope. Your soulmate smiled in a way their friends had never seen before because deep inside they felt that the distance between both hearts was slowly disappearing. Yet one final piece of the story still remained hidden. There was something your soulmate had decided to do, something they had told absolutely no one. Not even their closest friends knew about this decision. They chose to keep it secret until the perfect moment arrived because they wanted their actions to speak louder than their words ever could. That hidden decision is already beginning to shape the future of this connection, and when it finally comes to light, it may become the moment that changes everything you believed about this journey. Don't skip. The biggest surprise has been saved until the very end. Stay till the end because something huge is waiting for you. My beloved child. The secret your soulmate has been carrying is finally becoming too heavy to hide. For so long they convinced themselves that silence was the safest choice, but every passing day proved the opposite. Their closest friends began noticing the change before they ever admitted it aloud. They smiled whenever your name appeared in a conversation. They became quiet whenever someone asked about the future. One friend finally looked them in the eyes and said, "You're not waiting for the right time anymore. You're waiting because you're afraid." Those words stayed with your soulmate long after everyone had gone home. That night they realized fear had stolen enough moments already. They thought back to the first day they noticed your dress and understood something that had taken them far too long to accept. It was never a passing feeling. It was the beginning of a connection that refused to disappear. Don't skip. The final pieces are falling into place. Stay till the end because something huge is waiting for you. The following morning brought an unexpected sense of peace. Instead of questioning every possibility, your soulmate began trusting what their heart had been trying to tell them all along. They stopped searching for perfect circumstances and started believing that genuine feelings do not need perfect timing to be real. One close friend smiled after watching this change and quietly said, "You've finally become the person you were supposed to be." Your soulmate didn't argue. They simply nodded because they knew something inside them had transformed forever. Every memory connected to you suddenly felt brighter. Every moment that once seemed confusing now carried a new meaning. They realized your confidence, your kindness, and even the unforgettable day they noticed your dress had inspired them to become more honest with themselves. That realization filled them with hope instead of fear. For the first time in a long while, they believed the future was no longer something to fear, it was something worth walking toward. As the sun began to set, your soulmate made one quiet decision that no one else witnessed. They chose to stop letting unanswered questions control their life. They decided that when the right opportunity appeared, they would no longer hide behind silence or uncertainty. Their heart had already spoken, now their actions would have to follow. Yet destiny still held one final surprise that neither you nor your soulmate could see coming. A meeting, a message, or an unexpected moment was already beginning to move into place, and it would connect both of your journeys in a way that felt almost impossible to predict. The story that began with a simple glance at your dress was never about clothing at all. It was about two hearts slowly finding the courage to recognize what had been standing in front of them from the very beginning. Don't skip. The greatest chapter of this journey has not happened yet. It is only getting ready to unfold. Stay till the end because something huge is waiting for you.